So there are 5 neighborhoods that if you're thinking about moving to Austin, Texas, you should definitely know about. These are the most popular and famous, and I guess what I'd call marquee neighborhoods in all of Austin, Texas. And the last one we're going to talk about is one that is very close to my heart because I live right on the edge of it. So without further ado, coming in at number 1 with a sales price of a little bit over $1 million is downtown. Now, this might be a little bit controversial, but in my opinion, the geographic boundaries of downtown are North Lamar on the west, Red River on the east, 11th Street, which is the street that the Capitol is on, to the north, and then Cesar Chavez to the south. So basically Town Lake. Now, I'd say downtown Austin is kind of business during the week and party on the weekends. All right, and some of the big sights of downtown are like, obviously, the Austin downtown skyline. You got the Capitol, which is amazing. It's still so shocking to me that there are so many people who live in Texas and who live in Austin who have never been to the Capitol. Like, it's one of the most beautiful buildings I've ever seen in my life. My wife and I, we bring our kids here all the time, and we can just chill on the lawn, bring a picnic, do a tour of the Capitol. It's amazing. Now, definitely a few of my favorite restaurants are downtown, so that's worth mentioning. How are y'all doing? Very good. Just nice people, salt of the earth people down here in downtown, all right? And then obviously one of the big features, one of the big amenities of downtown is downtown. So we got, comedy clubs, you've got a lot of things to do outdoors. So you've got the trail, so the Town Lake Trail, or the Lady Bird Lake Trail, as they now call it, is a huge feature of the downtown area. You've got Barton Springs, you've got the Barton Creek Greenbelt. And something that you definitely need to know about housing downtown is that if you want to live down here, you are exclusively going to be looking at kind of high-rise condos or high-rise apartments. This isn't literally true, but there are essentially 0 single-family homes that will really ever be for sale in downtown Austin. So if you like high-rise living, you want to be down here in the middle of the hustle, bustle, it's gritty, it's exciting, it's fun, there's a lot to do, then downtown is a place that you might consider. But no question about it, it's definitely one of the most popular neighborhoods in Austin. Next up is a neighborhood with an average price point of $2.2 million, and that is Tarrytown. Okay, so I would think of Tarrytown geographically as being from Lake Austin Boulevard to the south, 35th Street to the north. I would say Mopac or Loop 1 to the east, and then the actual Lake Austin to the west. Tarrytown is like a really interesting mix of, again, smaller bungalows, bigger mansions, new construction like this, older construction like things that we see all over the place here. But Tarrytown is super close to downtown. That's why a lot of people really like it. It's close to downtown, but it's really safe. The schools here are amazing. There's an elementary school right in the middle of Tarrytown called Cassis that is like the envy of all other elementary schools in all of Central Texas, if I'm honest. And something that you're gonna notice about Tarrytown is like the terrain, like it's really hilly, it's really beautiful here. It's like, it reminds me of like a Pacific Northwest neighborhood, like something you would see right in the middle of like Seattle or Portland. There's tons of trees. We're right in the middle of spring right now, so like everything is in bloom. It's absolutely beautiful. Aaron, isn't this beautiful?
I'm loving it.
Aaron's obsessed. Now, a couple of the amenities that you're going to want to know about in Tarrytown. First off, you've got the Lake Austin. You've got Mozart's Coffee Roasters, which, fun fact, Aaron, I don't know if we've ever talked about this, but actually my first job that I ever had when I moved to Austin in early 2006 was I was a barista at Mozart's Coffee Roasters right here in Tarrytown. They call a male barista a barista still. It's not like baristo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it's like something about Italian.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, seriously. Leave that in there. A few more sites that you're really going to want to know about here are the Lions Municipal Golf Course. It's kind of funny. We're in Tarrytown, kind of like the height of luxury in Central Austin, but the biggest golf course here is like a municipal golf course. You'd think it'd be a nice country club, but it's not. It's a kind of a city course. But on that note, another site is the Westwood Country Club, which is not a golfing country club. Westwood is actually an all tennis country club. And then you've got Laguna Gloria, which is this really, really cool, like sprawling, like art museum. It's almost like a giant art installation property, and they've got these really pretty peacocks that like run all over the place. And so I know a lot of people who will just go take a picnic out there, hang out, and it's super beautiful right on the lake. And yeah, I mean, I think that's really all I want to say about Tarrytown, apart from the fact that I would say Tarrytown, no question, is a neighborhood that I would say is like pretty aspirational. Like there are a lot of people in Austin who just like dream of someday living in Tarrytown. And look, if you're looking at any of these neighborhoods that we're showing you and you're like, man, like that is really inspiring, I'd really love to maybe be out in that neighborhood someday, do not hesitate to reach out to us, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, and we'd love to hook you up with any information that you want or need about these areas. And in the meantime, let's go check out the next neighborhood. Now, third on our list of most popular neighborhoods is the Zilker Park and Bolden Creek area. And I would say the geographic boundaries of this area are gonna be Barton Springs Road to the south, South First to the east, Ozzie Morton Drive, which used to be called Robert E. Lee, to the west, and I would say Collier Street to the south. Okay, now the typical home price in this area is gonna run you about $1.7 million, and you are gonna see like all different kinds of housing out here. Everything from like 2-bedroom, 1-bath, tiny little bungalows from the 40s, all the way up to like super modern luxury monstrosities that are like 5,000 square feet and millions of dollars, okay? You're definitely gonna see a mix of singles and families, older people, younger people, elderly, people with kids, college students, grad students, and kind of everyone in between. I really like this area because it just feels like authentic, old, quintessential South Austin. Like you're gonna see people biking around all over the place. We're out here right now in Zilker Park. And I mean, there's like dogs running around, people playing soccer. Oh, dude, just got pushed over. Soccer right over here, people biking, kids hanging out. Like it is absolutely gorgeous. And look, we are like this close to downtown. It's crazy. Okay, so a couple of the sites that you're gonna wanna know about in this area. First is probably one of my very favorite spots in Austin. It's called Barton Springs Pool. It's this like old natural spring just running right through the middle of town. You can go out there. I think it's free before 8 a.m. and after 8 p.m. maybe after 9. It's free during those times, and otherwise it's really not that expensive, and it's just a really, really cool experience. You've also got Zilker Park, where we are right now. This is where they have the ACL festival, but when ACL isn't happening here, it's just like a really cool park that you can just kind of run free around. And then, I mean, right across this road right here is the Town Lake Trail. And that is also one of my favorite spots where you can hike and bike all around Town Lake. And like every time I'm out here, every time I'm at Barton Springs, every time I'm on the trail, I'm just like, I can't believe this is right smack in the middle of our town. And in addition to that, a few of kind of like the conveniences or like amenities around the Zilker and Bolden areas. First off, you have like a massive brand new HEB at South Congress and Oltorf. So it's not exactly like in the middle of the neighborhood, but it's right on the outskirts of the neighborhood. So a great HEB. You've also got wonderful restaurants and coffee shops. You got Bolden Creek Cafe. There's Thai Fresh, which is one of my, if not the #1 Thai food restaurant in my heart. There's Elizabeth Street Cafe, which my wife and I go to all the time. It's this really cool, like French, Vietnamese, really cute fusion restaurant. That's a little bit about Zilker and Bolden Creek. Now, let's head to our next area. Our fourth neighborhood on the list today is none other than Westlake. So Westlake is probably the most famous neighborhood in all of Austin. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you the average price of a home in Westlake comes in right around $3.7 million. How do you feel about that, Aaron?
I feel like I might never live here in my lifetime.
You are gonna live here, Aaron. You can do it.
Inspirational bear edit.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this on YouTube. If 20 of y'all reach out to me and buy homes in Westlake, I will buy Aaron a home in Westlake.
What's the commission on 20 homes in Westlake?
Not enough to buy you a home in Westlake.
That's crazy.
Okay, and so I would say Westlake has kind of like that triple threat of great schools, great views, and really close proximity to the lake, hence the name Westlake. Again, hence the name Westlake in terms of location is in the west of Austin, and it's kind of in that little pocket made up of like Mopac and Loop 360. Now, you might be like, where the heck are you, Barrett? Why are you not in front of a $20 million house? I'll tell you in just a minute. So honestly, growing up, I used to think of Westlake as being full of like super like wealthy stuffy, snobby people. And that's true. I'm just kidding. That's not true. So, like, the older I've gotten, like, honestly, sure, there are wealthy, stuffy, snobby people in every neighborhood in Austin, but in Westlake, like, there are just a lot of normal people just trying to raise their kids right, doing normal stuff. And look, when I got into real estate, I was actually shocked. The average price point is $3.7 million. And so I just thought every single house in Westlake was millions of dollars, but that's definitely not the case. You can find good homes in this area for like $1 million or just under $1 million. That's still a lot of money. But there are a lot more just kind of normal people in this area than you might think. So one of the big conveniences and amenities of Westlake is a huge shopping center right down the road called the Villages of Westlake. And that's where they've got like the big H-E-B, P. Terry's, Chick-fil-A, Starbucks, Tyler's Outlet, and like all sorts of great stores like that. But also something that a lot of people here really like is the super easy access to Austin Country Club, Westlake Country Club, and Barton Creek Country Club. So I have noticed like a common thread for a lot of people around here. They're like really into golf, really into tennis, like really being part of that kind of country club life. And also one of the conveniences of being in Westlake is you've got super easy access to Mopac, which is also called Loop 1, really easy access to Loop 360, which is right down the road here, and then super easy access to Bee Cave, which kind of runs right smack through the middle of Bee Cave, which is essentially the street that we're on right now. So why are we here? Okay, I'm telling you, Westlake has some of like the most upscale luxury retail and amenities in all of Texas, but we're sitting here in front of a Wells Fargo and a Texas honey ham company. I have a secret for you, and I think there might be a lot of people in Westlake who are gonna be pissed off that I'm saying this, but I believe the #1 best breakfast tacos in all of Austin are from Texas Honey Ham Company. If you know what I'm talking about, leave a comment below. If you want to get your mind blown, get the breakfast tacos right here. And everyone from around Westlake, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now let's go hit up our very last neighborhood on the list. The 5th neighborhood on our list today is a neighborhood that is also very close to my heart, and it's because I basically live here, well, like just a few blocks away, and that is none other than Hyde Park. And the average price of a home in this neighborhood is about $922,000. And I don't know, there's a lot of debate around like what exactly streets constitute the boundaries of Hyde Park. But in my opinion, Hyde Park kind of runs like 38th Street in the south up to 51st Street in the north, and from Red River on the east to Guadalupe on the west, and everything kind of in that long rectangle. And I would definitely say like the vibes of Hyde Park remind me of like really old South Austin, actually. So Hyde Park is North Austin. It's north of the UT campus, but like it's very eclectic, it's very artsy, it's very creative. And a lot of that is just purely a function of there are a lot of students here. Now, mostly older students, grad students, PhD students, but students nonetheless. You're gonna see like a lot of musicians, a lot of artists here, but also like a lot of really old Austin people. Now, a lot of these homes are old, like 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 3-bedroom, 2-bath bungalows and like old apartment buildings like this. But a lot of them were built, you know, in the 20s and 30s. So it's not like any of those original owners are around anymore. But walking around here, you're gonna see just like a lot of really old school Austin people. And it just reminds me of like a chunk of South Austin, like transplanted up into North Austin. Now, a couple of like sites that you're gonna wanna know about in Hyde Park are Shipe Park. And a lot of people think Shipe Park is actually called Hyde Park, but to my knowledge, there's actually no park called Hyde Park. But Shipe has a really nice pool. My wife and I take our kids there like at least, I'd say 3 or 4 times a week during the summer. It's beautiful. You're also gonna wanna know about Asti, Julio's, and Quack's Bakery. It's right over here at like 43rd and Duval. So my wife and I, we actually literally go to Julio's every Thursday night for date night. So if you're ever in Austin, you're here on a Thursday at 6:30 p.m., just show up. We don't have a double date with you. Just show up. Another like staple of Hyde Park is the Hancock Golf Course. Like it's a 9-hole golf course. You can only walk it. So they don't even have golf carts over there. It's 9 holes. It's pretty short. Like even the par 5 is like, it's really like a long par 4, and the par 4s are really like long par 3s. Do you know what I mean by that?
I know what it means.
Yeah. If you don't know about golf, just Get that out of your brain.
Yeah, I'm not good at golf, but I know what a par.
Oh, I'm not good at golf.
I know parts from Wii Golf.
Wii golf. Yes, you can play Wii golf at any home in Hyde Park. All right. There's also a relatively new coffee shop right over here at the Baker School called Terrible Love that's really good. It's probably one of my top 2 or 3 favorite coffee shops in Austin right now. And then last but not least, you have First Light Bookstore. So this is, again, a relatively new bookstore. I think it opened up, what, like a year and a half ago. My wife and I always do date night at Julio's, and then we walk over here for a hot chai and like browse some books. There's all day pizza right next door, and then Tiny Grocer right next door to that as well, like a little boutique grocery store and restaurant. Again, lots of conveniences here. Speaking of which, you've also got the H-E-B grocery store just like walking distance from where we're at right now. So that's like where all the people from Hyde Park go. That is our personal grocery store. And being here in Hyde Park, you've got really easy access to I-35, Guadalupe, Lamar, a lot of the north, south, east, west thoroughfares that go in and out of downtown. So super convenient, definitely one of the most popular neighborhoods in Austin, and has been for a very long time, for very good reasons. Look, these neighborhoods are popular for a reason, and it's because they're freaking awesome. And I sincerely hope that you enjoyed learning a little bit about each one. But if you're not entirely sure that being in the city of Austin is for you, take a look at our playlist right here where we tour some of our favorite Austin suburbs.